Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, and when the soul of a nation, long suppressed, finds utterance. It is fitting that at this solemn moment we take the pledge of dedication to the service of India and her people and to the still larger cause of humanity. At the dawn of history, India started on her unending quest, and trackless centuries are filled with her striving and the grandeur of her successes and her failures. Through good and ill fortune alike, she has never lost sight of that quest or forgotten the ideals which gave her strength. We end today a period of ill fortune, and India discovers herself again. The achievement we celebrate today is but a step, an opening of opportunity to the greater triumphs and achievements that await us. Are we brave enough and wise enough to grasp this opportunity and accept the challenge of the future? Freedom and power bring responsibility. That responsibility rests upon this assembly, a sovereign body representing the sovereign people of India. Before the birth of freedom, we have endured all the pains of labor, and our hearts are heavy with the memory of this sorrow. Some of those pains continue even now. Nevertheless, the past is over, and it is the future that beckons to us now. That future is not one of ease or resting, but of incessant striving, so that we might fulfill the pledges we have so often taken and the one we shall take today. The service of India means the service of the millions who suffer. It means the ending of poverty and ignorance and disease and inequality of opportunity. The ambition of the greatest man of our generation has been to wipe every tear from every eye. That may be beyond us, but so long as there are tears and suffering, so long our work will not be over. And so we have to labor and to work hard to give reality to our dreams. Those dreams are for India, but they are also for the world, for all the nations and peoples are too closely knit together today for any one of them to imagine that it can live apart. Peace has been said to be indivisible, so is freedom, so is prosperity now, and so also is disaster in this one world that can no longer be split into isolated fragments. To the people of India, whose representatives we are, we make appeal to join us with faith and confidence in this great adventure. This is no time for petty and destructive criticism, no time for ill will or blaming others. We have to build the noble mansion of free India where all her children may dwell.
Hello, everyone. This is your loving host and best selling author, radio and TV personality, Dr. Afshan Hashmi, live from her studio. And today, folks, you must be seeing that I am lying down straight because just see this bruise. And whole night, and see these bruises here. Whole night I was beaten, caged, and there is so much of impurity in my body. I never envisioned that when I come to this country, America, I came here to make my career. But I never thought that these impurities and beating and caging will be done to me. And also, folks, I just want to say, Ahlan wa sahlan marhaba. Welcome, Basha Salamat, President Trump, President Biden, AG Bondi, Ad and Neil to this show. And this show is dedicated to my late grandfather, who was a very famous freedom fighter, Professor Abdul Alim. And Nanaba, if you are listening in heaven, I want to give you a big smile and a big kiss because of you, and because of your principles and teachings. I am what I am today, and my interest is generated in Chacha Nehru and every freedom fighter of India, because of you. I still remember that day when I was 7 years old in VC Lodge. You just came, and that was Eid that day. And you came and you gave me this book of Chacha Nehru, and I know you and Chacha Nehru were together in the jail for the fight of independence. So, folks, this is, chat. And I am so I am so lost of energy, that I cannot, sit and give the show. And see how I am beaten and caged. So Nana, please pray for me from there. And you are a scholar. I am no scholar or anything as compared to you. You knew 14 languages, and whatever you talked to Chacha Nehru during those days, he came out and he wrote the book, but you never wrote a book on that. I wish, at that point, when you were alive, I could talk to you. And also to my Ammi and Abu and Fazi and Mustafa and Owais, who are all departed souls for me, and all the departed souls of my country during the of India, and America, who are departed, in freedom fight. And my husband sacrificed his life for fighting for America, to be safe. So for everyone, who is up there in heaven, this show is dedicated to that. And Chacha Nehru loved children, so we used to celebrate in our young time, this kind of thing, like we used to get sweets, we used to prepare, and do all kinds of good things, children kind of things. So we call him Chacha Nehru. And I still remember Chacha Nehru. As soon as I saw this 14th November, I thought that this is Chacha Nehru's thing. And folks, and let's see Nana Abbas book. Here he is with Chacha Nehru, and this is my grandpa, who gave direction to the youth of the country, and I am giving direction to the youth of this country called America. And there he gave direction to the youth of India. How history has repeated, it is that. And this is the book. हाँ भाई मोदी जी कैसे हो? और मोदी जी, आज मेरी तबीयत नहीं ठीक है। मैंने तुमसे कहा था ना कि दोनों बुक का कॉपीराइट जो है वो दे दो। तो मैंने ईमेल भी लिखी थी, पर उसका कोई जवाब नहीं आया। तो मोदी जी जो है इसका कॉपीराइट दे दो, और इस बुक को जो है इंग्लिश में आना चाहिए ना. एंड प्रेसिडेंट ट्रम्प विल हेल्प मी इन अचीविंग दिस इन विजन, बिकॉज lady bird operation was the healing operation, for for all those people who are ill. And we are ill, but we are getting beaten and caged, so what kind of beating and caging is done to people who are disabled. I am a widow, and my husband sacrificed his life for this country, and I am very very proud of Mustafa. And Uwais sacrificed his life also, because of me, because of his association. So both of you, I love you a lot. Don't fight with each other there. And whatever Rasulullah says, do that and become a cat, like Abu Huraira alayhi salam, and so that you can come out, and deal with your situations in this world also. नाना अब्बा, आप कभी उवैस से और मुस्तफा से नहीं मिले, तो आप उनसे मिलिए और उनसे वो करिए, बातें करिए, और उनको जो है पूरी पूरी उनको रिकमेंड करिए, क्योंकि आप और अब्बू अम्मी ही रिकमेंड कर सकते हैं. और मेरा प्यारा फैजी, फैजी तो उवैस को बहुत पसंद करता था, और मुस्तफा को भी. तो मुस्तफा और उवैस ने कभी फैजी को जो है अपने से अलग नहीं किया, or क्योंकि he was retarded and he did that. And see this bruise. Having said that, folks, I am just lying down, and this light blue color and this and my light blue nail polish, and I am not feeling well, and no energy in me. So बादशाह सलामत, आप भी देखिए इसको, MBS आप भी देखिए इसको, और प्रेसिडेंट ट्रम्प, प्रेसिडेंट बाइडेन, AG Bondi, Ad and Neil, please look at the situation, because I feel, there will be a attack on 23rd and 24th of November, so please be very 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 careful that what is going on there. And it is the question of national security of America. So now folks, these are my two books. The first one is The Modern Mughal Mentality, New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace, and the second one is The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection. So folks, I've just wanted to say that please go and buy these two books and give me an honest review. And yes, Basha Salamat, I have submitted these books, to Saudi Arabian embassy. The second one he did not take, the French Arabic guy. I went that day to Saudi Arabian embassy and I took it. So please, buy these books and put them in a Saudi Arabia schools and all, And I have requested President Trump and President Biden to put it in American curriculum. Let's see how it goes. और मोदी जी क्या हाल है, अभी तक कुछ नहीं पता चला कि मेरी बुक जो है वो वहां पे इंडियन एम्बेसी में आएगी कि नहीं. और जरा देख लेना मोदी जी कि क्या हो रहा है, और मेरी बुक का जो है बुक क्लब जो है वो करवा दो जरा सा वहां पर, तो बड़ा अच्छा होगा, बिकॉज दिस बुक इज ट्रिब्यूट टू इंडिया, and the first one, and it was Amazon bestseller in India and USA, and this was Amazon bestseller in USA. So now folks, नाना अब्बा की भी तस्वीर दिखा दी और सब कर दिया. अब जरा चाचा नेहरू के की स्पीच भी सुनवा दी. And now folks, let's go and talk about Chacha Nehru. So let's see what Wikipedia says about him. Jawaharlal Nehru, 14th November 1889 to 27th May 1964, was the first Prime Minister of independent India. He was an Indian anti-colonial, nationalist, secular, humanist, social democrat, acclaimed writer, historian, lawyer, and statesman who was a central figure in India during the mid 20th century. देखिए कितने खूबसूरत थे चाचा नेहरू. और मेरे नाना अब्बा को भी देखिए कितने खूबसूरत थे, ऐसा खूबसूरत बंदा तो मैंने देखा ही नहीं जैसे मेरे नाना अब्बा थे। ये देखिए जरा, ये देखिए। See, we are actually direct descendant. You know why he is so beautiful? Because we are direct descendants of Prophet Abu Bakr Raziallah Anha, and through that relative of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, spreading uh, uh, love and happiness as well as true Islam in being sort of a spokesperson for Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his administration, best selling author and media personality. So, आज नाना अब्बा was also a journalist. I will read about him. पहले मैं जरा चाचा नेहरू के बारे में बता दूं, and I am managing member of Dr. Afshan Hashmi consulting group. और अगर आपको किसी चीज की जरूरत हो, कुछ हो, तो प्लीज प्लीज जो है, please go to my website www.afshanhashmi.com, and you see and see my face how yellow it is. So now folks, let's see what Chacha Nehru was all about. And he was lovingly called, Pandit Nehru was lovingly called Chacha Nehru because he loved every child. Nehru was a principal leader of the Indian nationalist movement in the 1930s and 1940s. Upon India's independence in 1947, he served as the country's first prime minister for 16 years. Nehru promoted parliamentary democracy, secularism, and science and technology during the 1950s, powerfully influencing India's arc as a modern nation. And today, see how progressive India is, and that is all because of vision of Pandit Nehru, Gandhi ji, and of course my grandfather and Maulana Azad and many other freedom fighters. In international affairs, he streamed India clear of the two blocks of the Cold War. A well regarded author, he wrote books such as Letters from a Father to His Daughter, 1929, and Autography, 1936, The Discovery of India, 1946, that have been read around the world. So, this is the book, The Discovery of India, which my grandfather gave me, when I was 7 years old, and he didn't want me to just stand and watch what halwais are doing, making puris and all. The son of Motilal Nehru, a prominent lawyer, and my grandfather was also a son of a prominent lawyer and India nationalist. Jawaharlal Nehru was educated in England at Harrow School and Trinity College, Cambridge. And my grandfather studied, did his PhD from Germany. So, there is a lot of similarity. And trained in the law as the Inner Temple. He became a barrister, returned to India, enrolled at the Allahabad High Court, and gradually became interested in national politics, which eventually became a full time occupation. He joined the Indian National Congress, rose to become the leader of a progressive faction during the 1920s, and eventually of the Congress, receiving the support of Mahatma Gandhi, who was to designate Nehru as his political heir. As Congress president in 1929, Nehru called for complete independence from the British Raj. Nehru and the Congress dominated Indian politics during the 1930s. Nehru promoted the idea of secular nation state in the 1937 provincial elections, allowing the Congress to sweep the elections and form government in several provinces. In September 1939, the Congress ministries resigned to protest Viceroy Lloyd Lithgow's decision to join the war without consulting them. after the All India Congress Committee's Out India resolution of 8th August 1942, senior Congress leaders were imprisoned for a time. The organization was suppressed. Nehru, who had reluctantly heeded Gandhi's call for immediate independence and had decided instead to support the Allied war effort during World War II, came out of a lengthy prison term to a much altered political landscape. Under Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the Muslim League had come to dominate Muslim politics in the interim. In the 1946 provincial elections, Congress won the election, but the League won all the seats reserved for Muslims, which the British interpreted as a clear mandate for Pakistan. In sum, from Nehru became the interim Prime Minister of India in September 1946, and the League joined the government with some hesitancy in October 1946. Upon India's independence on 15th August 1947, Nehru gave a critically acclaimed speech dressed with dynasty. He was sworn in as dominant of India's prime minister and raised the Indian flag at the Red Fort in Delhi. And I have visited Red Fort as a dignitary, and I just love, to go to Red Fort, and I have seen light and sound show with my grandpa and Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Nehru became the Republic of India's first Prime Minister. He embarked on an ambitious economic, social, and political reform program. Nehru promoted a pluralistic, multi party democracy in foreign affairs. He led the establishment the non aligned movement, a group of nations that did not seek membership in the two main ideological blocks of Cold War. And I still remember how Mrs. Indira Gandhi used to visit, the sitting prime minister used to visit my grandpa, whom she called Alim Sahab, and Mrs. Indira Gandhi was the daughter of Pandit Nehru. So now this is enough, and let's see how it is celebrated. Chacha Nehru's birthday is celebrated with sweets, and celebrations go around the country, and children go there and they sing lot of songs and all, and they just go there and like pray, and then they get sweets and all, and then they come home. So every 14th November I would take part, and there are a lot of memories of 14th November. So today, as soon as I saw, I was not feeling well because of all this caging, beating and all. I cannot take it anymore, and noise pollution. So I was like feeling very bad, but at least I could give a show on the day of that, and then I have some meetings, so I would not get the whole day today to sit, and I didn't want to lose this 14th November. So I said, please bear with me, I'm lying down, and giving the show, and please appreciate my efforts, that at least, even if I am sick, I am trying to show the legacy to the children of America and around the globe, and India and Saudi Arabia, and wherever you are, viewer, you have joined. Just think about those people who have, sacrificed their life. And my grandpa sacrificed his life. Pandit Nehru sacrificed his life. They went to jail and all. So let me read little bit about my grandpa, Professor Abdul Ali. So this is my grandpa Abdul Alim, professor. Abdul Alim was a scholar, educationalist, journalist, and writer in Urdu. He was the professor of Arabic at Aligarh Muslim University and also served as the vice chancellor from 1963 to 1974. He belonged to Zamindar family, so that is where Pahetia comes in. From Pahetia, we had our property from Pahetia to the border of Nepal. And my grandpa, to sacrifice for the independence, he left everything and just went to Lucknow. He belonged to a Zamindar family, his father. So just think about those people who have sacrificed their life for national security. So the children of today, I would like you, to take them as inspirations. And however hardship comes, if there is a question of national security, you all should, come, you all should come together and fight for it, because independence is very much needed. We cannot have these kind of bruises, and caging and beating, and cuffing. So children, just say, God bless America, long live America, God bless America, long live America. मेरा अमेरिका महान, मेरा भारत महान, मेरा Saudi Arabia zindabad. Because those three countries, my roots are from Saudi Arabia. My ancestors went to Tashkent, and from there they went to India, and from there I came to America. He belonged to Zamindar family. His father was a practicing lawyer in Lucknow. He excelled at studies from the very beginning, and it was only natural that he should have been drawn into the field of academics. After his studies, he initially joined Jamia University, and during his association with for Jamia University, he wrote profusely for its organ Jamia. I always used to eat my breakfast, lunch, and everything with Nana Abba. And I used to ask him, Nana Abba, one day I want to become like you. So he would not say anything. He would just smile. And everybody, I don't know why they were so afraid. They would not go in front of Nana Abba, but whatever they had to communicate, they would communicate through me. So I have become bold, and this kind of environment, that I am lying down and I am sick, and I am giving a show, just because Nana Abba gave me that confidence. And when Nana Abba died, I was so devastated, and my father and mother took from there. So I used to live with Nana Abba, and whatever, whether it is Dalai Lama, or whether it is Indira Gandhi, or whether it is some dignitary from other countries, he would be there and I would be there, serving them tea or anything, and talking to them. And Vijay Lakshmi Pandit, when she came, that was the first time when I spoke English, that was the first time when I spoke English. In the early 1930s, he had been to Germany and had there come into contact with Marxist thought. After his stint in Jamia, and I don't know how far it is true that he was Marxist, whole night he would pray, and he had those powers, from Rasulullah, which, I have now, so I have lot of thing. I have to get maghfarat for this whole country called America, and around the globe. So who but I will not go for any Tom, Dick, and Harry. I have to know, and I have to pray, and I have to get, I have to get the things, that how, which maghfarat I should do and which maghfarat I cannot do. Because the other day, there was a funeral of one of my friend, and I went there, and the next time there was a funeral next where, and I start to throw, after reading whatever, is there, I threw the thing, like the mitti, you can say. I threw that, but I could not, mitti would not reach there, and I had goosebumps on that. And look at how much narcotics I was given last night. Do I deserve this? See on my face. His escalation as an academic was phenomenal but hardly surprising in view of his abilities. In the early 1930s, he had been to Germany and had there come into contact with Marxian thought, and I already gave that. After his stint at Jamia, Abdul Alim joined the Lucknow University as head of the Department of Arabic. He was soon to come under the influence of the progressives. The progressives were extremely active at Lucknow during the period. The university was a hotbed of nationalist, socialist, and communist literary activists. It was no surprise that he should have got involved in them. In 1934, when Shri Jai Prakash Narayan laid the foundation of the Congress Socialist Party at Pune, Abdul Alim was with him amongst the founders. When the first convention of the progressive writers was being called at Lucknow in 1936, Shri Abdul Alim was among the organizers along with Sajjad Zahir and others. In 1938, he was appointed General Secretary of the association. He was managing director of the weekly Hindustan, which was the precursor of the Qawmi Awaz. This publication was started by Acharya Naren Dev and Shri Rafi Ahmad Khadwai. He was also a member of the editorial board of New Indian Literature along with Mulk Raj Anand and Ahmad Ali. His work, Literature and Marxism, is one of the accomplished treatises of the times and of the progressive literature of the period. The writings of Abdul Alim were causing an awakening among the youth throughout the length and breadth of the entire country, and his political activism was becoming more and more strident day by day. As a consequence, he was arrested and imprisoned by the British and underwent rigors of prison for a year. So this was my Nana Abba, and you can read more about him. And yes, he was appointed governor of Mumbai, but unfortunately he went for Shimla Pack and he came with an infection and he died suddenly. So he was also killed by this mentality by people who have killed Gandhi. So people who have killed Gandhi, have killed my Nana Abba and have are still doing those killings. What about Charlie Kirk? I saw him standing right in front of me. And what about Charlie was giving direction to the youth of the country, and I am giving direction to the youth of the country. That is why, I am getting so much drugged and I am getting so much bruised. So, what is all this? What is all this? And what is all this? Think, children, that. And may God bless America, may God bless India, may God bless Saudi Arabia. Khuda Hafiz, everyone. And go and celebrate Chacha Nehru's birthday with lot of sweets, and ask your parents, or if you are in White House in that crush, celebrate that and take your photographs. If the White House children and children around the country, please celebrate this, because you will remember that if national security is at stake, how we should react. And these days, national security of America is at stake. And this is the what has brought me into this, because it is the assassination of two presidents, President Trump and President Biden, and I have served them honorably, and I love them too much, that, however I want to be back, I cannot be back. I have to protect national security of United States of America. God bless America. God bless Saudi Arabia. God bless India. Those are my roots. Bye bye. Khuda Hafiz. Khuda Hafiz. Khuda Hafiz.